Hi, friends. Hope you are doing good and hope you are continuously learning new things to make yourself better than what you were yesterday. In this video, we are going to talk about an important topic and a frequently asked question, which is a difference between Microsoft Analysis Services and Synapse Analytics. So now, if you are getting started with Microsoft Azure, or if you are continuously learning, or if you are currently working on Microsoft Azure, where you are working on any kind of data model where you are ingesting data, you are formatting data and transforming it towards creating some Power BI reports, or maybe creating data warehouse, or maybe working on other kind of data analysis, and you know you're handling a large amount of data. So at some point, you must be confused which tool or which Microsoft Azure service you should be using, whether you should go with analysis services or whether you should be going with Azure Synapse Analytics. So in this video, we are going to talk about in details what's the difference between both of them, what is analysis services and what is Azure Synapse Analytics services. So let's get into it. So first of all, let's talk about what is Azure Synapse Analytics. So Azure Synapse Analytics, like if you are continuously with Microsoft technologies, then you must be knowing that Azure Synapse Analytics is not a new thing in the market. It's just a rebrand of Azure SQL Data Warehouse with additional analytics, streaming, and machine learning enhancement. So once it's on Azure portal, this Azure Synapse Analytics an integrated analytics platform which combines data warehousing, big data analytics, data integration, and visualization into a single environment. So what does it do? It's like you can ingest data, you can transform it, you can visualize it using Power BI on a single platform. So it's kind of it will provide you a data like Azure Synapse Analytics Studio where you can perform all these activities on a single platform. Now, Azure Synapse Analytics empowers users of all abilities to gain access and quick insights across all their data, enabling a whole new level of performance and scale. So, I mean, Azure Synapse Analytics gives immense options. You can learn, SQL jobs, Apache Spark jobs. You can have a dedicated SQL, or you can go with a serverless SQL. You have a number of options, and everything can be done and enabled on a single platform. Whereas if you talk about analysis services, if you might have worked on any kind of data model, then you must have used analysis services. Analysis services is the Azure platform as a service version of SQL Server analysis services. So if you have worked on analysis services in the past, it's same thing, it's just on the cloud now. Now, Azure Analysis Services is the fully managed platform as a service that provides enterprise-grade data models in the cloud. And it is used to do advanced mashup and modeling features to combine data from multiple data sources, define metrics, and securing a data on a single trusted tabular semantic data model. Now, one thing I would like to highlight here, it says tabular semantic data model. So if you have worked on analysis services on like on-prem model, so with SQL Server, you must have worked on tabular model, multidimensional model as well. However, in cloud on Azure, it is not supporting multidimensional model, so you cannot work on cubes. It only support tabular model. So I hope you know the tabular model, what it is. So it's just kind of a simpler tabular format, a row and column. You can create data and in the tables and perform the modeling. So before we go and talk about the key differences on it, let me show you a demo on directly on the Azure portal. So let's directly get into it. Let me take you to the Azure portal. So here we go. Well, it would have taken enough time to create them, so I have already created, both services in my cloud environment. So let me directly take you to the first. Azure Synapse Analytics demo. So if you'll create, if you want to create it, let me show you quickly. You can go ahead and create resource, go to the analytics tab. Here you can select the analysis services, or you can go with the Azure Synapse Analytics. So if I click on creating Azure Synapse Analytics, we just need to, fill in these details like subscription, resource group, managed resource group, fill, provide the workspace name, reason, and all these things. Like you can go ahead and create these resources. Similarly, if you want to go and create analysis services, we can again go on the analytics tab, create, click on create of analysis services. Now, creation, it's not a kind of a complex task. You can go ahead and fill in the provided details. If you're working in an organization, then these information can be provided to you based on the requirement, based on the project, like in which area you want to store the data, what could be the pricing model. So if you talk about analysis services, pricing model is defined based on the like what would you be doing in this. So it's like a basic model, a developer model, or a standard. I'm sorry, not the model, it's tier. So maybe you can go with a basic tier, a standard tier pricing model, or maybe you can go with a developer tier model. So what's the key difference is like if you are going with the development, you will get, get only 20 query processing unit. So because it's only for the development, and if you want to go in the details, maybe you can go on the Microsoft's portal where you can check out the details. So for example, if you are going with the developer tier, you will get only 10 QPUs and it's only 3 GB of memory. So which is, I believe, sufficient for testing if you're going to do something, and it's fairly priced. Similarly, if you will go with any advanced tiers, let's say like horizontal scale out, then you will get 40 QPUs and 10 gigs of memory, and you will be charged prox $1 per hour. Well, let's not get into too much detail of it. Let me show you uh, what it does it look like. There we go. So we can work over here as well in Azure Synapse. However, it's better to directly open the Synapse Studio where you can see what does it do and how you can perform. So as I said, in Azure Synapse Analytics, you can ingest data, you can transform, you can explore and analyze, and then you can finally visualize. And if you see the options here, you can go into the data hub. So these menu options over here is called hub. If you go on the data, you can create databases like SQL database, Lake database. You can develop SQL scripts, notebooks where you can write, scripts for SQL, Apache Spark queries. You can, go on Integrate Hub and you can create pipelines and perform activities to ingest data and transform it. Similarly, all the resources that you are creating within this, you can go ahead and monitor them and manage them. So for example, this is a built-in SQL, like serverless SQL. So like when you create Synapse Analytics, you by default get a built-in serverless, like so that you can perform the activities. However, you do have choice and you can create other services as per your need. Similarly, if I like take you on the analysis services, so this is a demo server that I have created. So analysis services, it's work like storing a model. So suppose that you have a database, you have created a model, then you can save your model here, and later on that model can be connected on Power BI and you can run reports. So model will be stored on this Azure services and your reports will be running on the Power BI. So as you can see here, I have already created a sample model of Adventure Works. And as you can see, we can directly open this either in Excel, Power BI, or in Visual Studio. So for example, if you want to open this model in Power BI, you can go ahead and open this and it will ask for the credentials. So because right now we are directly opening it from Azure, it might not ask much credentials. However, once if you are working on a model in Power BI, you can go ahead and deploy it. So while it is opening, let me show you. So if you're gonna deploy, for example, if you're working in analysis services on-prem model and you want to deploy your model on Azure, then you can use management server name, and that will help you to directly deploy your model on this Azure cloud. So over here, as you can see, it has opened this Power BI, and we can, let me minimize these. And you can see that it has built that model over here, and we can directly, prepare our queries and publish them. I hope that gives you a brief idea about how Azure Synapse and how analysis services are working. And let me go back to my presentation and show you what is the difference between them now. So first, if you talk about from the data volume prospect, then Azure Synapse can handle high volume of data. So uh, it will handle multi terabytes or petabytes size of data sets. So I cannot explain or I cannot mention any fixed size over here because it completely depends upon DW units that you are, like opting for while creating this service. So DW unit is nothing but data warehouse unit, and data warehouse unit is kind of, you can assume it like a virtual machine with compute services. So one DTU unit you can assume as a one virtual machine, like a complete compute node working for your data warehouse. However, if you talk about Azure Analysis Services, then Azure Analysis Services is meant for handling a smaller volume of data because it expects that you have already worked on a model, you have come up with aggregated and string data so that someone can utilize this model to go ahead and create some more resources, more reports. Whereas in Synapse, you are performing in data ingestion, transforming it, and then creating and storing your model so that you can prepare your reports. If you talk about the concurrency, so concurrency means how many active users can be there at a single point of time. So in this, on this view, Azure Synapse Analytics gives a low or a mid concurrency level, so it can have only 128 users at a single point of time. However, if you talk about Azure Analysis Services, it supports thousands of users. So, for example, if you have a model, stored either in analysis services or in Synapse Analytics, and you are creating a Power BI report on it. So if model is stored in Synapse, then that report cannot be accessed more than 128 users on a single point of time. So, or if similarly, if more than 128 users are, you know, executing any query, then it will not be executed. It will be queued based on the resources and based on the priority level set and defined within the Synapse. Similarly, in analysis services, because it supports thousands of concurrency, most of the users can access the reports at a single point of time. Third point is complexity. So Azure Synapse supports a complex queries and aggregation because, as I said, it is meant for data mining and exploration. You are ingesting data, you are transforming it, and you are creating a model, everything in a single environment on a single studio platform. So that's why it does support complex queries and aggregation. However, analysis services is only meant for multiple sources that can be correlated, and data can be connected and aggregated, and then a model can be prepared. So if you have a huge volume of data, you want to run aggregation and do everything on a single platform, on a single environment, then you should go with Azure Synapse Analytics. However, if you have a smaller data set and you have already a model created and your target is only to put together reports and run some analysis, then you should go with analysis services. Now, if I talk about the key competency, so like this is the main, I would say, the quality of both services. So as we have discussed, Azure Synapse Analytics is meant for performing data ingestion, transformation, and data modeling as well. So it does support complex ETL operations. You can retrieve raw data from multiple sources, convert this data into the standard format, store it for the data warehousing, and then you can obviously run reports and create Power BI reports which you can share across. And everything is stored in the data. Now, we do get options. So because you will be if you are running, complex queries, you must be utilizing either SQL pools or Apache Spark pools. So because you are utilizing a lot of resources, you will be, priced, you will be charged accordingly. Though you do have option to pause the services which when you are not running any scripts, though you will be charged for the storage account all the time because you are storing data. Whereas in analysis services, because it is meant for detailed analysis, drilling into data, seeing the modeling and deploy a model so that you can have a Power BI report and dashboard developed in a tabular format, it will be priced accordingly because it don't have each capability, or it's not offering all the capabilities which are in Synapse Analytics. But if you want to look into the pricing, as we discussed in the beginning, you can go for the either development tier or the standard tier or the basic tier, depending upon your need. So these are the key differences that I came across. So I hope that you have found the information that you are looking for. Still, if you are looking for any more information, or if you have something to add on when it comes to the differences between them, or if you want to suggest any someone, please do mention it in the comments. I will be happy to share that comment and highlight in my next video. And I hope you like the video. If do, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. Keep learning. Have a nice day.